All right. Okay. This is that from Metzger, which I will let you read by yourself. It's actually quite funny, and I would encourage you to read that. The second party is the Sadducees. The Sadducees were the party of the wealthy. They were particularly associated with the priesthood in Jerusalem. Religiously, they were conservative. Josephus said that they did not adhere to the tradition of the elders or believe what was not taught explicitly in the Old Testament. So they did not believe in the resurrection of the body or the existence of angels or demons. So, we think of the Pharisees as being the really conservative ones, close-minded ones. But actually, compared to the Sadducees, the Pharisees were the liberal ones. They believed in the resurrection. They believed in angels and demons. The center of the Sadducees' power was the temple. And when the temple was destroyed in AD 70, the Sadducees disappeared. We have no Sadducee documents telling what they believe, so we have to rely on information from other sources. So, as we go through the New Testament, let's keep this distinction in mind. For example, it's the Sadducees that come to Jesus and say, there was a woman who married a man, and he died, and so she married her husband, his brother, and that brother died, so she married the third brother, he died, all the way down to 7 brothers. Now, in the resurrection, who is going to be her husband? Yes?
Sorry, like the whole time you've just been cutting up. So when you say to remember this, we don't know what it is. I know about the other guys, but for me, it's really, I can't really decipher what you're saying.
Okay. Yes, also, I cannot.
So you can't hear me well, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, we have a bad connection. And so...
I hope the recording will be clear.
Maybe so. Maybe the recording will be clear. Let's hope it will be. And I'll try not to speak too fast and enunciate clearly, and maybe that will help. No, keep trying. It was the Sadducees that came to Jesus and asked, what about the lady who married a man and then he died, and she married his brother and he died, and she married the third brother and he died, all the way down to the 7th. And they asked, in the resurrection of the dead, who will be her husband? Now, realize that the Sadducees did not believe in the resurrection. So it was simply a question to trap him. And maybe knowing about the parties here will help us understand the scripture a little better. Then there were the Essenes. The Essenes are not mentioned in the Bible, but they are referred to by Josephus, Philo, and Pliny the Elder. There were about 4,000 Essenes in Palestine in the 1st century. If the Pharisees were the separated ones, the Essenes were the really separated ones. Like the Pharisees, they had their roots in the Hasidim. They denounced the temple and its practices as being corrupt. They withdrew into their own communities to keep themselves pure. And this was symbolized by the wearing of white robes. The community at Qumran, from which we have the Dead Sea Scrolls, was such a community. So they devoted themselves to purity. They would not in any way defile the law or disobey the law. They believed that those in power in Jerusalem were corrupt, and they could not be part of that. They stayed in a state of readiness for war, and they believed in two messiahs, one kingly and one priestly. Now, their monastery that they had there in Qumran was destroyed in AD 68. When the Romans destroyed Masada, the last holdout of the Jewish rebels, they also came down and destroyed Qumran. Finally, we have the Zealots. Josephus called the Zealots the fourth philosophy. Since they believed in armed revolt, they were called the Sicarii, the dagger people or assassins. Theologically, they were close to the Pharisees. In the first century, the Zealots advocated and worked for revolt against Rome. One of those who's probably a zealot was Judas of Galilee. In AD 6, he staged a revolt against Rome. One of Jesus' disciples was a zealot. The Zealots were active in the Jewish War of AD 70. And the last remnant of them died in Masada in AD 74. All right, we will stop here. Do you have questions or comments? Can you hear me? Can you understand me?
No, sir. I can't really hear
Okay.
you. Sorry.
Okay,
No.
well,
Waiting for the recording.
yeah. In that case, let us just go ahead and quit for the night, because there's really no sense in going on if you can't understand me. So we'll stop right here, and next time we'll take up. I will be coming from probably Lebanon, Tennessee, next Tuesday night. So I will be several hundred miles to the east here in the United States. All right, God bless you. And be sure to be reading in Hutchinson and preparing for, in a couple weeks, preparing the chapter that you've been assigned from Hutchinson. All right, God bless you, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Thank you, Dr. Galen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
God bless you.